I am 102 years old. People look at me and they see a miracle. They see a history book that is still breathing. They ask me, what does it feel like to reach the finish line? They are wrong. It does not feel like a finish line. It feels like a blink, one moment. I was 25. I was sitting in a small apartment, worried about my job, worried about finding a girl, worried that I wasn't enough for the world. The next moment, I was 50. I was worried about my mortgage. I was worried about my reputation. I was worried about the gray hairs in the mirror. And then I blinked. And now I am here, sitting in this chair, waiting. Inside this decaying body, I am not old. That is the cruelest trick life plays on you. My mind is still young. My mind still wants to run through the fields. My mind still wants to build things. My mind still wants to love with the fire of youth. But the vessel is broken. The lease is up. I have outlived my wife. I have outlived my friends. I have outlived the very world I was born into. I have seen the end of the movie, and because I know how it ends, I can tell you the parts you are getting wrong. Most of you watching this, you are living in a waiting room. You are waiting for the promotion, waiting for the weekend, waiting for the kids to grow up, waiting for retirement. I spent my 50s and 60s waiting. I thought I was being responsible. I thought I was suffering now to enjoy later. I was wrong. I was digging a grave for my time. I cannot go back. The door is locked behind me. I cannot fix my mistakes. But you, the door is still open for you. If you are 20 or 30 or even 60, stop running. Sit down. Listen to me. I am going to hand you the map that I only found when I reached the end of the road. These are the 7 lessons that cost me a lifetime to learn. Lesson number 1. Your career is a game you will never win. Let me take you back to 1975. I was in my 50s. I was in the prime of my career. I walked with my chest out. I thought I was the engine that kept the world turning. I remember a specific Tuesday. It was raining. My daughter had a piano recital. She was 12 years old. It was the most important thing in her world. But I had a meeting, a critical meeting. A meeting that could not happen without me. I called my wife from the office phone and said, I can't make it. I'm building a legacy here. Explain it to her. I truly believed that lie. I believed that the title on my door, the size of my paycheck, and the fear in my subordinates' eyes were the pillars of my existence. I thought that if I stopped pushing even for an hour, the sky would fall. I missed the recital. I missed the dinner. I stayed late. I got the deal. And do you know what? Sitting here today, at 102, I cannot even remember what that deal was. I cannot remember the client's name. I cannot remember the project. It has vanished into the dust. But I remember the look in my daughter's eyes the next morning. A quiet, resigned disappointment. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just learned not to expect me. That memory is as sharp as a knife. It cuts me even now. Here is the brutal truth about your career, a truth you usually don't learn until they hand you the cardboard box to pack your things. The day you retire, or the day you drop dead at your desk, the waters will close over your head instantly. It takes about 2 weeks. That is the replacement time. Your replacement moves in. Your files are thrown out. Your legacy is erased. The company moves on. The machine keeps grinding. I sacrificed my family for a boss who couldn't even remember my wife's name. I sacrificed my health for a corporation that went bankrupt 20 years ago. I traded the magic of my life for the cold comfort of a paycheck. Work hard. Yes. Be proud of your craft. Yes. Feed your family. But do not give your soul to a job. Do not give your identity to a title, because when you are 102, sitting alone in a room, your resume will not come visit you. Your awards will not hold your hand. You are replaceable at work. You are irreplaceable at home. Do not confuse the two. Lesson number 2. The audience does not exist. We spend our entire youth and most of our middle age terrified of an imaginary audience. We dress for them. We speak for them. We make life choices for them. What will the neighbors think? What if I fail and look stupid? I wanted to learn to paint when I was 40. I bought the brushes. I bought the canvas. Then I hid them in the attic. Why? Because a voice in my head whispered, "You are too old to start. You are not an artist. People will think you are having a midlife crisis." I didn't touch a brush until I was 80 years old. 40 years. I lost 40 years of joy because I was afraid of the opinions of people who didn't even care about me. Here is the secret that takes a century to learn. Nobody is watching you. You think you are the main character in the movie, and everyone else is the audience. But the truth is, everyone else thinks they are the main character. They are too busy worrying about their own insecurities to look at you. The embarrassment you fear is a ghost. It isn't real. Lesson number 3. You are not saving it for later. You are losing it. I want to tell you about the bottle of whiskey. I bought it when I was 45. It was expensive. It cost me a week's wages at the time. It was a beautiful amber color. I brought it home and placed it on the top shelf of the cabinet. I told my wife, "We will open this on a special occasion." When I got a promotion, I looked at the bottle and said, "No, not big enough. Let's wait for the silver anniversary." When the anniversary came, I said, "Let's wait for retirement." When retirement came, I said, "Let's wait for my 80th birthday." I treated my joy like a limited resource. I rationed it. I hoarded it. I thought I was being disciplined. I thought I was savoring the anticipation. Do you know where that bottle is now? It is still on the shelf. I am 102. My doctor tells me that alcohol would kill me. My stomach cannot handle it. My liver is tired. That bottle is nothing but a glass coffin filled with colored water. It is a monument to my procrastination. I saved it for a future that never came, and in doing so I robbed my past. Please listen to me. Stop saving the good perfume for a party that hasn't been scheduled. Stop saving the expensive shoes for a nice event. Stop covering the furniture with plastic. Today is the special occasion. If you are breathing air into your lungs, that is special enough. Use your things. Break them. Stain them. Wear them out. Because things are meant to be used. Life is meant to be consumed, not preserved. There is no VIP section in the graveyard where they let you use the things you saved. Lesson number 4. The rental car. In your 20s and 30s, your body is a miracle. It forgives you for everything. You eat garbage. You don't sleep. You drink too much. You sit in a chair for 12 hours a day. You think you are getting away with it. You think your body is a machine that runs on air. You treat it like a rental car that you plan to return with dents in the bumper. But the lease is long, and the penalties are high. In my 50s, the bill came due. I ignored the stiffness in my back. I ignored the ache in my knees. I said, "I'll get fit later. I'm too busy right now." Later never happened. And now I am a prisoner in this chair. My mind wants to hike the mountains I saw in magazines. My mind wants to chase my great-grandchildren in the yard. But my legs refuse to answer the call. My back has fused into a curve. The greatest wealth you can possess in old age is not $1 million in the bank. It is the ability to tie your own shoes. It is the ability to stand up from the toilet without assistance. If you are young, if you have your strength, do not squander it. Do not treat your body like a dumpster. It is the only house you will ever truly own. Lesson number 5. Toxic loyalty is a slow suicide. We are taught that loyalty is a virtue. We are taught to stand by our friends no matter what. But nobody tells you the difference between loyalty and stupidity. In my 60s, I had a friend. Let's call him Thomas. We had known each other since school. We had history. But Thomas was a drain. He was bitter. He was jealous. Every time I saw him, I left feeling exhausted. He made little comments about my wife, about my success. He anchored me to the past, but I stayed friends with him. Why? Because we go way back. I let him borrow money he never returned. I let him bring his drama into my peaceful home. I thought I was being a good man. I thought I was being loyal. I was wrong. I was being a weak man. Loyalty to a toxic person is not a virtue. It is self-harm. It took me until I was 70 to finally cut the cord. And do you know what I felt? I didn't feel sad. I felt light. I felt like a stone had been taken off my chest. At 102, I have very few people left. Most are gone. But the ones I kept, the ones who truly mattered, they brought me peace. Life is too short to drink champagne with people who secretly hate you. It is better to drink tea alone in silence than to be surrounded by noise that drains your soul. Lesson number 6, the burning coal. I want to tell you about my brother William. We were close once, but in our 50s we had a dispute. A stupid, meaningless dispute over a property line. A wooden fence was 6 inches too far on my side. I was right. Legally, I was right. He refused to move it. I refused to let it go. We stopped speaking. 10 years passed. 10 Christmases. 10 birthdays. I told myself I was standing on principle. I told myself I was teaching him a lesson. I held on to that anger, because it made me feel powerful. Then, one morning, I got a phone call. William had a heart attack in his sleep. He was gone. I went to his funeral. I stood over his casket. I looked at his cold face, and I realized the weight of my mistake. I had won the argument about the fence. I still had the land, but I had lost my brother. Anger is a burning coal that you hold in your hand, waiting to throw it at someone else. But you are the one who gets burned. The other person, they are often out living their life, not even thinking about you. Meanwhile, you are rotting from the inside out. Forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Lesson number 7. You will be forgotten. This is the hardest lesson. When I first understood it, it terrified me. It depressed me. I wanted to be remembered. I wanted statues. I wanted glory. I spent my life trying to carve my name into the bedrock of history. I thought that if I wasn't remembered, my life didn't matter. But now that I am at the end, I realize that being forgotten is not a tragedy. It is a freedom. Go to an old cemetery. Look at the gravestones from 200 years ago. Read the names. John, Mary, Robert. Who were they? Nobody knows. Nobody knows if John was the CEO or the janitor. Nobody knows if Mary drove a luxury car or took the bus. Nobody knows if Robert failed his math test in the 8th grade. Their anxieties, their status, their embarrassments, their legacy. It has all turned to dust. In 3 generations, nobody will know your name. Your great-grandchildren might see a photo of you in an old digital file, but they won't know your voice. They won't know your fears. So why are you stressing so much? Why are you killing yourself to impress people who will not remember you? Why are you letting anxiety rule your life? We are all just visitors here. We are tourists on this planet. We are here for a brief weekend trip in the grand scheme of the universe. And what do you do when you are a tourist? You enjoy the view. You eat the good food. You take pictures. You are kind to the other tourists. And then you pack your bags and you leave quietly. The pressure you feel on your chest, the weight of expectation, it is imaginary. It is a story you tell yourself. Drop it. I am 102 years old. My ship is untying from the dock. The tide is pulling me out to the great ocean. I am ready. I am not afraid. But you are still on the shore. The sand is still warm under your feet. The music is still playing for you. Do not sit in the corner analyzing the melody. Dance to it. Do not wait until you are my age to realize that life was beautiful. It is beautiful right now, even with the pain, even with the heartbreak, even with the struggle. It is a gift, a fleeting, fragile, terrifying, wonderful gift. Don't waste it being angry. Don't waste it being scared. Don't waste it waiting for later. Just live. If you want to walk this path with me a little longer, if you want to hear the truth without the sugar, then join us. Subscribe. I may not have much time left, but I have plenty of truth to share before I go.